Man, what's going on, everybody? It's fragged out, swagged out, and you already know why I'm here. And today I have another banger for you. This is my very first purchase from this house, even though it's been getting a lot of hype in the last 2 years or so. This fragrance right here is from the House of Mind Games, and this one right here is called Double Attack. Here is the bottle, and big shout out to George that was able to get this one sent to me in a very special way, and that special way is not only, let's start with the basics, the bottle itself is fire. These caps are crazy. The design, all of that, 10 out of 10, right? Like, you can't deny the aesthetic. But, got a little placard with my name on it, and it was autographed. So, you know, all things considered, very dope. Once again, thank you very much, George. Very, very, very dope details. But that is not why people come to reviews. This is my special thing. What I come to share with you is how does this fragrance actually smell. And I remember smelling this a little while ago, which is why I was able to quickly decide I wanted to buy it. But it's been a while. And first of all, atomizer, crazy. Like, you definitely you can tell that there's luxury components to the making of this fragrance, hardware and fragrance as well. So with this fragrance, this is gonna definitely lean gourmand, but it's not a super gourmand fragrance. It has facets of gourmand, but it does other things as well. So on the top, you're gonna get orange bitters, pimento oil, pink pepper. In the mid, you're gonna get agave flowers, cinnamon, and the cinnamon is from Madagascar. I thought vanilla Madagascar or Madagascan vanilla was all the rage, but apparently everything out of Madagascar is fire, even their cinnamon. And then geranium, and then in the Drydown or the base, you're gonna get dark chocolate, vanilla from Madagascar, right? Vetiver, Bourbon, and Indian Sandalwood. So a lot of, you know, regionally identified notes, but ultimately, are they good or not? That's the real question. And yes, it's really, really good. Now, this one right here, like I said, it doesn't feel overly gourmand, even though it has those gourmand facets, at least in the opening. And a lot of that's gonna have to do with that pimento oil. Like, although there is that orange bitter and some of that chocolate from the bottom does rise to the top immediately, that pimento oil, that the geranium, the floral aspect of it is going to really combine itself in there, and it gives you something earthy, sweet. I wouldn't say woody, but there is a heavy dark element in there. However, it is going to keep a lot of that sweetness from the chocolate. And as the fragrance starts to dry down, that vanilla is actually going to make its way in there as well. So you get a combination of chocolatey, vanillic, creamy, gourmand facets that are countered by some of those florals. Even the orange bitter that gives it a citrus sharpness to it, but it finds a way to blend itself very well with all the other components. So ultimately, what you're gonna get is a kind of subtle sweetness with aspects that can be considered gourmand, some sharpness from those bitters that blends very well overall with the fragrance. The geranium is gonna give it a little bit of a earthy floral feel to it, so it's not gonna be overly floral. It's not gonna be really bright and bouquet-ish, but you do get the aspects of the geranium in there. The cinnamon from Madagascar, I was kind of hyped on the idea that there's going to be this other note from Madagascar that really makes its way in the fragrance, but ultimately I think it's just there to add a little bit of more character to it. It gives it a little bit of a heavier feel, so it's not just pure gourmand or pure floral. It's kind of where both of those sides of fragrance meet in the middle with that combination of that agave flower and that Madagascan cinnamon, which really don't stand out, but ultimately tie everything together in the middle. My personal opinion, this is a 10-10 fragrance. This is a long time performer, right? The very first time I ever had a sample of this, once I did spray, it was on my arm forever, which is why I was able to have such a good idea of the fragrance and know that I did want it. The next time I smelled it was, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, La Perfumerie in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I loved it there as well. So yes, I did purchase it. I love it. It's a great grab. One thing about this particular house, this particular line, and any of the fragrances, I don't know where to send you for a better price than retail. $375 is the price. Pretty much anywhere, unless you have like one of those friends and family discount that a lot of stores have, Nordstrom, Neiman, things like that. But if your store does not have a discount already, you're probably not going to find these at any gray market or anything like that. But if you have the money for it, or you want to pay them for whatever you do with your money, that's your business. I'm just telling you that if you can, this is definitely one to check out, especially if you're into different variations of vanilla gourmands and or chocolate gourmands, or the combination where they don't just become another boring gourmand. Mind Games, Double Attack, Super Fire, Fragged Out, Swagged Out. We are out.